Well, good morning and welcome to today's RSVP Fraud Squad performance. My name is Les. I don't know if everybody's aware of it, but this month is Older Americans Month. And I just picked it up and thought I'd throw it out. It's great to be back here at the Worcester Senior Center. Excellent crowd, excellent surroundings, and a great venue. As was stated, we're AmeriCorps RSVP Senior Volunteers, sponsored by Family Services of Central Massachusetts, which is an affiliate of Seven Hills Foundation. The players, the troop, and I travel around Worcester County talking to seniors about fraud. Our purpose is to reach as many people as possible, to provide them with the information, tools that are required to recognize, resist, and report fraud. We're going to talk about fraud a little bit more, but before we get to that, I have an announcement to make. There's a 90-year young gentleman sitting next to me here. His name is Bob McCracken. And he happens to be one of the founding members of the Fraud Squad. And today is going to be his last performance. Yeah, it's a real bummer. It's a real bummer. You know, his presence, effort, and contribution to the program is immeasurable. You just can't count it up. From his extraordinary sense of humor, to his friendly, easygoing manner, his ability to completely immerse himself in character, and his one-of-a-kind falsetto voice. I mean, I just never get there from here. And so, yeah, but his dedication to the program, his work ethic, and his chemistry with the rest of the troops and myself, you just can't get there from here. So again, this is just a short list of his traits. And again, it's only because he has such a unique personality. He's a one of a kind. Now, his shoes are going to be really, really hard to fill. And I'm not talking about the fact that they're a size 14, but because there's only one Bob McCracken. At a selfish level, I really wish Bob could always be a member of the Fraud Squad, but as I've learned in life, the only constant is change. And the Fraud Squad will never be the same without him. But I know if I can use a cliche, Bob would be the first to say that the show must go on. So, thank you very much. Okay, so let me get my mic. Somebody offered me a little milk crate to stand on because I'm kind of short. And I said, nah, I really didn't need it. That was this gentleman over here. You know, it's just a couple of interesting facts. Since we've been together in the last year, right? 2.5 million scams have been reported. That's through the Federal Trade Commission. And it represents close to $9 billion people have lost. Tremendous amount of money. Over 1 million identity theft related crimes have been reported. And that's just in the last year since we've met last, right? 72,000 elderly financial exploitation reports. 72,000 have been reported. And everybody's favorite, 50 billion robocalls. That's a lot of robocalls. And I can't, you know, I'm not a mathematician, but it's a lot. The numbers are just staggering. And that's in the last year. And you know, some of you are probably saying, well, what's that got to do with fraud and et cetera? So, what does that mean for people our age, specifically? And you know, number one, fraud is a rapidly growing, multi-billion-dollar a year dark industry. I mean, there's nothing nice to say about it. And to succeed that industry needs to constantly reinvent itself. With new scams, new ways to deliver the scams, in a large and growing market. And guess who they are? It's us. And I'll get to that in a second. Con artists play on our emotions, not our intelligence. I don't care how smart we are. They play on our emotions. And the con artists, they're a master at manipulating our emotions. Second, there's an aging population in the United States. Seniors are the fastest growing segment of the population. That's all the people in the room, except for Jim, of course. I mean, there's just a lot of baby boomers coming of age, play on words. Again, since we last met, 3.5 million, 3.5 million U.S. residents have turned 65. That's 10,000 a day. Plus people are living longer and having fewer babies. All of that contributes to an aging population. And scammers are delighted. I mean, they're having a grand old time. It's like a banquet, right? And they have a larger pool of victims, which basically means more money in their pocket. And it doesn't stop there. This trend of aging population is projected to continue for decades, not just a couple of years, decades. So, so again, besides a growing market, what are some of the reasons con artists came after people our age? And it's not because we're stupid. Trust me, what they do understand, like the back of their hand, are our personality traits. They understand that we lived in a different world. They understand it was a slower pace. They understand there was no internet, no social media. We were brought up to be polite and trusting, and we took people for their word. That's exactly what these con artists come after, these scammers, because they know that's who we are. It's not magic. And with all of that being said, scams are woefully underreported, and it's less than 20% of all scams. And so I don't know how many people are in the room. Let's just, for simplicity, say there's 100. That means just 20 people out of the 100 people in the room will report a scam. And some people think, they're embarrassed to report it. The other thing is they don't want their family to know that they've been scammed, because all of a sudden the family's going to start to think, well, they really can't take care of themselves anymore. So we're short on time, so I'm going to cut it here, and if I have a chance, I'll talk a little bit more later. But what I'd like to do now is introduce the people that you really came here to see. They won't let me act because they know I don't know how. They don't know how to talk, and that's all I can do. So, first skit is called "The Call for Love," and it's going to be performed by the one and only Mr. Bob McCracken and Judy Riondo.
Test, test, test.
Yeah, okay.
Close.
You got to keep it real close.
Real close, okay. Hello?
Oh, hello. I'm trying to reach someone named
Betty?
Betty?
Yeah. Betty? Yeah?
Yes, that's right, Betty. May I speak with you?
Oh, you are. Speaking with her. I'm Betty.
Oh, there must be some mistake. You sound a bit too young to be Betty. The woman I'm looking for was married to my old buddy Sam.
Oh, I'm afraid you do have the wrong person. My husband's name was Roy Simpson.
Oh, you said was. I'm sorry to ask, but did you lose your Roy?
No, that's okay. Roy passed away last summer.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to cause you any pain. Gee, it is good to have someone to speak with. You see, I lost my wife, Angela, last summer, too.
Oh, you did? Oh, I am so sorry to hear that.
Oh, I miss her every single day. But I'm sure you're busy, too busy to hear me go on and on.
Oh, well, actually.
Well, may I tell you something? Sometimes there's just no one who will take the time to listen.
Well, I will.
You will, Betty?
Yes.
Well, I feel like I've known you for a long, long time. Like I could share anything with you. You know what I mean?
Well, yes, I suppose I do. How did you lose your wife?
Oh, my poor Angela. How did you lose Roy?
It was a stroke.
Oh, my Angela, too. It was so sudden. They just don't prepare you for something like that, you know?
I sure do. At least my Roy provided for me, so I have none of those worries.
Well, that's good. That's real good. Some people have it tough after they lose their spouse. Angela was real good with our figures, finances, but I've made a few mistakes.
It can't be all that bad.
Well, actually it is. I'm out here on my ranch in Montana, and things weren't so great last year with the drought. Had to take out a second mortgage around the time Angela passed. Now I'm struggling.
Oh, that's not too good.
No. Especially when you want to do things that will bring you happiness and company.
Such as?
Well, such as taking a little trip to visit someone who makes you smile. Someone like you, Betty.
Really? Me? You would like to visit me? All the way from Montana?
Oh, yes, indeed. I surely would.
Oh, how very nice. I think I've made a love connection.
What was that? What did you say?
Oh, nothing really. Just wondered about the flight connections. When do you think you could visit?
How soon would you want me? Of course, maybe I'm being a bit too forward here. Maybe you got plans.
Actually, I have no plans. Why don't you come next week? Check on flights and let me worry about getting you from the airport.
Actually, well, I sure would do it, but I'm not flush.
What? You need to flush?
What? No, I'm not flush. Have no cash for a ticket right now because of the second mortgage I was telling you about. I'm going to have to wait a few months to make the trip until I get some more money coming in from winter wheat.
Well, maybe I could help.
What? You? Oh, I would be a bit too embarrassed for that. An old country cowboy like me borrowing from you.
Well, I don't see why not. It's not like we're getting any younger. Let's be crazy and wild. I'll send you the money for the ticket.
Well, if you insist, even with your generosity, I'm gonna have to wait until I can make the mortgage. How's it gonna look with me flying out of here and the mortgage not being paid? It's a whopper, too.
Well, how big?
Really? I'm too uncomfortable with this. Maybe we should just let this go?
Nothing doing. How big?
Well, the mortgage is for the 2 combines. Each a pretty penny. So we're looking at monthly payments of $8,000.
Wow.
Yeah, don't you know it? Well, let's forget this right now, and I'll visit in the spring.
Look, I can do this as a loan. The $8,000 for the mortgage and what, maybe another $2,000 more for the airline ticket? $10,000, mister, and nothing less.
Oh, I just knew you were something special from the moment you said hello.
That's so sweet. Could you just hold for a moment? You heard us. Excuse me, but I'm all kind of fluttery. A cowboy from Montana? This just doesn't happen in Worcester every day. Now, I'm just going to ask him where to send the money. I am ready to live again.
Hey, Ben, you don't even know his name. Oh, I don't think you should send a complete stranger money.
What? Oh, Well, I'm not sure he said his name, but I don't think he's a complete stranger. I say I've known him for years.
It looks like you're ready to send $10,000 to someone you just met on the phone. You don't even know his name. I don't think you've made a love connection. Betty, I think you're talking to someone who's a scammer. Oh, how many people here think Betty should hang up on what's his name? And how many people would like Betty to give them $10,000? How many people you know that he doesn't? He's got it to win. How many? You think he's got experience? Yeah. Well, you know, what do you think she should do? Hang up. Come on, hang up.
Betty doll? Betty doll, are you still there? Hello? Betty? I thought I snagged her for sure. I wonder what happened. I'll just call her again later. Maybe I have time to call Helen from Holden, or Pauline from Paxton, or maybe even Molly from Millbury, or Dorcas from Holden. Another successful day of dialing from Dawes.
You know, I noticed the body language and the facial language out in the audience, and everybody's rolling their eyes and saying, "How can they be so stupid?" And the fact is, romance scams are one of the top, most expensive scams in the United States, and it's just rampant. And I'll tell you what, if you're living alone, if you're lonesome, if you're going through a critical life experience, you're emotionally out of kilter. Your guard is down. That's when that's when people will come after you. So anyway, next scam is called a jury duty scam, and Bob had to change costume a little bit. And that's going to be performed by Judy Riando. It was a change, so I had to stutter for a second. And Mr. Bob McCracken.
Sorry. I didn't hear that. What did you say your name is?
My name is Ian Fleece, Sergeant Fleece, from the federal courthouse in Worcester. Check your caller ID.
I did. It says federal court. May I help you, Sergeant?
Well, actually, I'm calling to help you.
Oh? What's wrong?
Ma'am, is there a reason you missed jury duty yesterday?
I'm sorry. I don't understand. I didn't go to jury duty yesterday.
That's correct. You didn't, but you should have, ma'am. That's why I'm calling. You did not report to the federal courthouse for your call to jury duty yesterday. Now, just exactly why is that, ma'am?
I did not receive a notice to report for jury duty.
Sure, that's what you say today. But yesterday, you were in violation of Code 36546 for not reporting to jury duty.
There must be some mistake.
There's no mistake. You are Lenore Griffin, correct?
Yes, Lenore Griffin. I have never missed jury duty in my life. You can check your records.
Well, if you say so. Are you authorizing me to check your records?
I most certainly am. Please.
I just need more information. Date of birth?
October 16th, 1949.
Social Security number?
Oh, I don't give that to anyone.
Ma'am, if you have authorized me to check your jury duty records, you're placing a certain amount of trust in me, aren't you?
Well, I guess I am.
Then you need to provide me with all of the information I need to check your records.
Oh, all right. Well, I suppose you're right. 676
Yes, 676
30
30
5182.
5182. Please wait a moment. Okay, I'm into the system and there you are.
You found me? See how reliable I have been? I would never just skip jury duty.
But you did.
But I didn't. I never received a notice.
A notice was sent to you 3 months ago. Looks like you just ignored it. This will not look good on your record.
What should I do? What can I do?
Well, I can offer you the opportunity to pay the fine now, and I will note on your record that you did so willingly and that you say you never received the notice.
Oh, good. That's good. I can pay the fine now, you say? How much is it?
Yes, we can settle this right now for $220.
Oh, that seems like a lot.
It's either that, ma'am, or I issue a warrant for your arrest immediately.
Oh, no.
Yes, it's the law.
Sergeant, what is your last name?
Fleece. Sergeant Fleece. Look, my hands are tied here. I'm trying to help you get beyond this. Some judges take a particular dislike to those who avoid jury duty. Sometimes they let you stay in jail overnight just to teach you people a lesson.
I don't know what to do. Maybe I should call my son and see what he thinks.
Not a good idea. If we do not receive this during this phone call, I will be forced to activate the arrest warrant. Stay on the line.
Okay, I will, but you don't need to take that tone with me.
Lady, I am not the one who has a problem with the law. You do. I'm not the one who skipped jury duty. You are. Now follow every direction I'm about to give you, and no more questions. Got it?
Got it.
Please, take out a credit card and open your computer. If you do not know how to use a reloadable card, I'll teach you. And don't you dare hang up until you buy the reloadable card and read me the numbers.
Well, okay.
Right now!
You know, Lenore has done herself some harm by giving him her social security number. and she is going to have to do something about that right now. Should she go ahead and give him the numbers of a reloadable card too? Well, what should she do right now? Well, let's go back to the beginning and see what Lenore actually should have done.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. What did you say your name is?
My name is Ian Fleece. Sergeant Fleece from the federal courthouse in Worcester. Check your caller ID.
I did. It says federal court. May I help you, Sergeant?
Actually, I'm calling to help you.
Oh, what's wrong?
Ma'am, is there a reason you missed jury duty yesterday?
I'm sorry, I don't understand. I didn't go to jury duty yesterday.
Well, that's correct. You didn't, but you should have, ma'am. That's why I'm calling. You did not report to the federal courthouse for your call to jury duty yesterday. Just exactly why is that, ma'am?
Well, just in case you don't know, Mr. Whatever your name is, officers of the court never call to see why someone may have missed jury duty. The court will send a letter if, in fact, I really did miss jury duty. Officer Fleece, I don't want to be fleeced. Now I am going to hang up.
Oh, well, can't snag everyone.
Thank you. Okay. Jury duty scamming again, especially with somebody by the name of Fleece, right? Pretty obvious. Next skit is called the Social Security Scam. And this is going to be performed by Joy Sherrier. Our audience member will be coming up on the stage. And John Godale. And this is a three-part. We also are going to have a gentleman by the name of Walter Schumacher coming up. And Judy Round is going to be the audience member.
Hello?
Is this home of Loretta Benjamin? Who am I speaking to?
This is Loretta. Who wants to know?
Don't take that tone with me. I'm John Baker from the Social Security Administration offices on 1 Clark's Hill in Framingham, Massachusetts. I'm only calling you out of the goodness of my heart because I was born in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Excuse me? I don't understand what's going on.
Well, your paperwork came across my desk with a big red canceled coverage across the front page. Since you're from Worcester, I thought I would give you a heads up.
What are you talking about?
I don't have all day, lady. Pay attention. Your Social Security number has been suspended due to suspicious activity. It seems that your information was used in a crime.
Oh, no. Well, what does that mean?
Well, it means the police are looking into this. Now, your name and Social Security number are everywhere. Oh, by the way, you won't be getting a check anytime soon. Your Medicaid has also been compromised. I'd stay inside if I were you.
Well, how could something like this happen?
Well, maybe you put your number on a form at a chiropractor's office or at a podiatrist. I don't know. Maybe you're one of those stupid people who go around carrying their Social Security card in your purse. Either way, we need to get this fixed now, sooner rather than later.
What do I have to do?
Well, you could go and stand in line at Worcester's Social Security office at Madison Place on 51 Myrtle Street. That should take about 5 hours as you mingle with the great unwashed. Or we could do this right now.
John, I resent your inference that everyone receiving Social Security is considered unwashed.
Are we going to solve your problem, or do you want to resolve the problems of the world instead?
Well, honestly, for someone with your occupation, you're rather rude.
Well, what's the matter, lady? Don't you like hearing it as it is?
Okay. Let's just solve this.
Now, I have a form pulled up right here on my screen. Let's see. You're Loretta Benjamin. What's your middle initial?
It's F for Fatima. My mother was very religious.
Enough already. Don't make me sorry that I called a fellow Worcester resident. Your address is 48 Moreland Street. Is there an apartment number or floor?
No, it's a private residence.
What do you pay for your taxes on this private residence?
Well, I don't see how that has anything to do with Social Security.
You're right. I was just curious. I always admired those beautiful houses over there. How many other people reside at 48 Moreland with you?
Again, I don't see how that has anything to do with my Social Security benefits.
Are you going to start cooperating, or am I going to have to file this cancellation?
You know what, John? I want to speak to your supervisor. I would like you to transfer this call right now.
Goes to show you that no good deed goes unpunished.
Hello? Hello? I'm so sorry. My secretary just stepped out for a minute, and I'm not used to answering the phone.
Well, it's all right. Could you help me?
Of course. I'm Michael Trustworthy, the office manager for the Framingham, Massachusetts Social Security satellite. What seems to be the problem?
Well, my name is Loretta Benjamin, and I was called by one of your officials, a very rude one at that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, all our officials are very stressed out, given the circumstances in our public health sector. However, this is no excuse for poor behavior. Please give me his or her name, and I will address the matter as soon as we're off the phone.
Well, thank you. You know, his name was John Baker, and he was telling me there's a problem with my Social Security number.
Well, that's true. I have reclaimant form right here on our shared in-house computer screen, but we don't have the information necessary to reactivate your account. Now, let's see. Could you give me your mother's maiden name? I just have to fill in the blanks here. I apologize that we need so much information. You know, you've already been bounced out of the system and technically don't exist.
Well, I understand, and I'd like to clear this up as soon as possible.
What's your date of birth and where were you born?
Well, I was born April 15th, 1939 in Worcester, Massachusetts. And you know, I've been in Worcester my entire life.
Nice. Almost all set. Now, I just need your Social Security number. Please speak slowly. I'm not the one who normally inputs this information.
Michael, I certainly appreciate your taking the time to solve this mix-up. My number is 029567036. Do you think I should alert the police about this?
Oh, right away. As soon as we hang up, because your name and number are involved in a crime. Just give them the number listed on your caller ID, and if they have any questions, tell them to ask me. I'll notify my secretary to put through any calls from the Worcester Police Department. Again, I'm so sorry you had this problem, and I'm glad that we were able to help. Have a super rest of the day.
Oh, thank you for your help and your professionalism. I hope you can spread some of that to Mr. Baker.
We all know that when the Worcester Police Department calls the number of Mr. Trustworthy, it will register as out of service. Remember, the Social Security Administration will not call you unless we are expecting to hear from them, and even then, you'll be notified through the U.S. mail regarding any other issues. Also, they will not ask for your Social Security number. They already have it. The Social Security Administration does not send Social Security numbers for any reason ever. Loretta should call the RSVP Senior Fraud Helpline at 1-800-297 9760. She can then receive the resources she can utilize, including the numbers of Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, along with advice on what to do next.
So much for senior manager scammers, right? We have 5 minutes left, and I'm going to just go through a couple of things rather quickly. I think they're important, and one of which is called tech support scams. And I'm not sure if it's just me, but I do a lot of research, so I'm seeing more and more and more of this type of scam. Have anybody here experienced that? No? Wow, I must be by myself. So, anyway, you click on a website link, right? And all of a sudden, alarms literally go off. You know, bzz, bzz, right? And then a loud voice begins to shout. And they're telling members that they're from Microsoft. And so again, that's the authority piece of a scam. And they're saying that you've been infected by a virus. Again, their voice, right? Their voice, it says, if you do not shut off your computer, you'll cause irreparable harm to your computer. You know, again, all the emotional stuff, right? Call the number on your screen immediately. It all sounds really scary, right? And it stresses you out. That's the emotional side of it. And you're trying to decide, should you call or not, right? Not sure what to do. Well, what you do is just simply shut your computer down, because it's all a scam. When they say don't shut it off, that's the opposite of what you should do. Just shut it off. That's again, that's the occurrence of tech scams is increasing as folks like us get more tech savvy. So anyway, one other quick one, and it's not technically a scam. But beware of bogus miracle cures and anti-aging products, right? People spend billions of dollars a year and on them, and hoping for ways to improve their health, fitness, and looks. Some of them are even pushing dietary supplements or natural remedies to treat memory loss. And you got to be really low if people understand anything about dementia to go there. The kicker is that these so-called products are not regulated or reviewed by the Federal Drug Administration. You know why? Because they're classified as food products, not medicine. So that very, very little, if any, regulation. So, I had just one more minute or so left. And what I'd like to do is what can you do to protect yourself? Hopefully you've learned something today. This is all about education and providing people some knowledge and some skills and some insight about what the red flags are, et cetera, relative to cons and scams and stuff like that. And so what can you do to protect yourself besides not trusting other people? And unfortunately, I was not brought up like that, but that's who I am today. If I don't know you, I don't trust you. You can call the Senior Fraud Helpline. And the number, I'm sure, is in that goodie bag package that Tom put on the tables. We're approaching 1,000 telephone calls from people all around Worcester County. And we've helped people save close to $350,000. And our big claim to fame is that 98% of the people calling our helpline have attended sessions just like this. And so what that says is they pick something up out of these sessions. And, you know, we have a staff of people that will receive your call live. They're peers of people our age, and they will provide you with phone numbers, listen to you, provide direction, et cetera, if you fall into that. The other thing is, again, It's hard to get this message out. It's really, really, really hard. Our best means to get this message out over the years has been these sessions. And so what I'd like you to do, just personally, is take this back with you and tell your friends about what you've learned today. Tell them about the Senior Fraud Helpline. Because whatever you can do to help us, at some point will help other people. And that's all I have for today.